hello land of YouTube. So today is a magically beautiful day. I did just want to say that, and hopefully the camera will pan around and just show off the blue sky. Right now it's currently 63 degrees. It's probably going to get around the 80s over where I'm at in Sonoma County. I think as we transition out of summer and go into fall, it's just a really iconic, beautiful time of life. And some dumb stuff that was going through my head was maybe titled civil disobedience, right? And the idea behind that I had, and it may or may not be right, and you can comment, you can do whatever you want to kind of chime in on this. I would love engagement, even if you don't like me. Yay. But it was going to be a film of me doing everything during the day, briefly, snippets of here and there, but really maintaining a discipline to not break one law. Just to shine light, like this beautiful sun is shining on our beautiful day, into the area of how many fucking laws there are and how many useless or meaningless laws are in place that everybody already fucking abandons and doesn't go along with, and then hopefully it gets changed, because it's like I think law enforcement that would back up any kind of law, they can pick and choose when and where and how to enforce it, and sometimes maybe our perception or the way that we feel about ourselves can shape being held accountable for things, such as somebody that's always getting speeding tickets, but then they're on the freeway and they're behaving, and then there's shit tons of people speeding by, right? But that one person that's always getting speeding tickets will pull out and get right up there with the rest of the traffic, and as he's doing it, he gets fucking pulled over. I like to look at a lot of areas personally like that, and certain depressive natures that I believe maybe everybody during a lifetime experiences depression and or battles with depression, and it can shape our perception of reality, the way we go forward in life, and really be a condition in what we experience. So, moving way beyond that, recently I have been enjoying nicotine. And I say that because most people that enjoy any kind of a substance or any kind of real like addictive substance, they want to say they enjoy it. And I want you to believe that I do. In a way, I do enjoy it. Normally it's only in the morning, and then during the day I don't really find it like a persistent need to grab a device, like a vape device, and this is the one I have. Yeah. So far it's been kind of expensive, but less expensive than cigarettes, and less harmful, I hope so. There's a lot of bad things about popcorn lung and undiscovered things that this thing probably causes, in which case our lungs only naturally need air, which has some moisture in it. But as a human being, and going through different things in my life, including addiction, battles with that or not, overcoming it, learning more about myself, my behavior, and what drives certain things like addiction. I looked up the beautiful benefits of nicotine the other day, and I found out they're actually, and it's just a snippet from something I read, may or may not be accurate, but they're looking into treating Parkinson's with nicotine. And I think it's because of like a calming of the nerves, so to speak, even though nicotine kind of creates the need for calming in a perpetual loop, and that's the most addictive quality of it. But there's a giant dopamine dump when nicotine enters the brain. And this morning, for instance, I was smoking this lovely vape device, and I was able to enter this, and another benefit of nicotine is euphoria. So I was able to enter this space for a moment, and I realized, or I had like an epiphany, a miniature one, with nicotine, nothing else. And the epiphany was that of a dopamine rush like that, and the euphoria that I experienced with that can sort of rob me of the same kind of childlike mentality that when I was little and everything was new and and wow, and I'm going around and I'm being led by my parents and they're trying to protect me and all this different conditions, and I'm just trying to ignore that because I'm in a new experience and I'm having fun and I'm totally in it, and it's beautiful and wow, and oh my god, I'm learning. Life is completely full of, and there's so many different areas of this world that we inhabit, tons of stuff that can bring about that kind of euphoric childlike innocence. But when we discover or get to any kind of a chemical that can instantly give us that shit on tap, that's the dangerous addictive quality of any substance. Right now, currently in this 2023, as we come to close with it, pot is more rampantly legal and decriminalized, and oh my god, everybody, it's like recreational, and I see a 100-year loop with the alcohol in the roaring 20s to now with the pot, and this could be called the burning 20s, ha ha ha, hashtag don't fucking kill me for that one, even though a lot of shit burnt too. Okay, no hashtags, I'm just being weird because it's what I do. In any case, I have some personal experience with pot in my life, and I had a lot of negative side effects and outcomes from every single interaction that I've ever had with pot. More so now, with it being widespread and easily accessible, and all this crazy shit that they're putting into the manufacturing of pot in all forms, candies, blah, 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 whatever. I think that there is a percentage of people that are not okay with it. It doesn't work with their body. And then there's other people that wouldn't understand that because it works fine. They do it once in a while. Or they only do it in the evening and it helps them go to sleep. Or some people, they treat their certain illnesses for pain, or, it gives them an appetite. And I think that at whatever point that they experienced this substance that takes them to a place inside and they became addicted, they found all kinds of excuses to no longer let the body do what it does naturally, as if we are children living. So, transitioning out of something that's either depressive or negative into life and the way that we can ultimately access our life from our own perspective in a childlike awe and innocence with nature and beauty around us. It's there. It's always there, and it's readily accessible should we decide to shift our noggin out of all of this shit that our minds like to create. We take everything so serious every single day, and that's okay. That might be adult of us. That might be what grown-ups do. However, if we treat everything with fun, like we're playing, like we're children, even if it's our work, even if it's something we don't like, even if it's somebody's personality we disagree with, maybe we can lighten up some and no longer have depression. And maybe that shit's too hard to overcome. Maybe we all need to find our own path and just stay out of other people's stuff. Because if we're in an external representation trying to fix everything around us, we're probably not looking at ourselves. And we might have. There's no right or wrong. However, it is a beautiful day, and in the beginning of the video, we started with a nice, beautiful, sunny 63, I think. Now it's 57, and it's still beautiful, and it's foggy, and the sun is just begging to creep through this fog. So in a little bit of distance, That'd be a cool song to have in the background. I thought of a song. If you thought of the same song, that's cool. If you didn't, oh well, I'm not going to tell you. Anyways, it's foggy. It's still beautiful because I'm here and I get to experience it. In a stark contrast, somebody might wake up somewhere, and this might be more common than not. They might see gray clouds and skies combined, gray skies, and they might automatically be depressed because it's just it's not sunny, it's not beautiful, it's cold, and that's all okay. The point is, any condition that we go through in life is okay. Do I really need to nicotine myself to make it through life? Not at all. Do I experiment with a lot of different shit? Yeah, I have in my past. I most definitely experiment with all kinds of things to get reactions and to learn and grow. And a stage of childhood up until we're normally about 13 as adults, starting in young adulthood, is this experimentation and learning and growing. And even if we think we are all throughout our life, we may have stopped at some point and been back in the back seat of our minds in autopilot, going through the motions, learning more about our careers because we're not really following our passions anymore. And it's what works, it's what gets us through life. And then it's like, well, I really wish I'd spent more time doing this. I really wish, I didn't have all these fucking bills. Yet there's a corrective measure. We really don't need all those bills. And we can go out and do whatever it is that we want to do to really bring happiness to our soul and ourselves in the experience that we get to experience. It's a privilege. And that's about it. So I'm done ranting. Lighten up somebody's life, YouTube. You're worth it.